Hello learners, this is Soumya, working as an assistant professor, Government Vascular College Vijayanagar in Department of Zoology, Bangalore. In this video, I'm going to explain body organization. Let me change the slide. Yeah. What is body organization? Okay, when we look into the animal kingdom, we can see a kind of complexity among the animal kingdom. Take for example, in our UG syllabus, we actually divide the papers based on first we'll study the lower non-chordates and then the higher non-chordates, then the chordates. That's how the paper goes. Even in the course of evolution, we can see the first invertebrates are there, among them the lower invertebrates, higher invertebrates, and then the chordates. So this is how the evolution goes on. And the evolution, we always know that ends up with the complexity of the animals, the advancement of the animal. So even in case of the body organization also, we can trace how the simpler animal, a single unicellular animal, have got complex into a multicellular animal and how it formed into an organ or it got developed into an organ system within an organism, how a single celled organism have got evolved into an organism where which is having so many organ system and ultimately forms an organism. So this is how the body organization goes. And in the body organization, we can come across different levels, like protoplasmic levels are there, and then the cellular levels are there, the tissue levels are there, and the organ system levels are there. So these are the various levels that we do see in case of body organization. To start with body organization, the very basic one is the protoplasmic level of body organization. As when we look into the organisms, the first formed organisms are the protozoans. Proto means first, zoa means animal. The first formed animals are the protozoans. The first formed or the first animals, the protozoans, are unicellular microscopic structures. So here, in case of the protoplasmic level, we include all the protozoans, which are unicellular microscopic organisms in the protoplasmic level of organization, because the whole here one cell will be a complete organism. I mean, the organism itself is a single cell, and all the life activities will be performed by a single cell of an organism. I mean, the single cell protozoan. Take, for example, the amoeba. Amoeba, which is a very basic protozoa. It is a single cellular microscopic organism and performs all its physiological activity within that one cell itself. That is what we call protoplasmic level body organization. Next, we'll move on to the cellular level body organization. And you know, study of cell is the cytology. Here, in case of the cellular level body organization, the animals will be having numerous cells, but in that, all those cells will be working independently. The best examples here can be quoted as the poriferans, the sponges. So you know how sponges are. Sponges are the animals which are having many cells, but all those cells perform individually their function. And those cells will be supported by the spicules. There are varied varieties of spicules are there that we'll be discussing in the later sessions. So with those spicules, the cells will be supported and each cells perform individually for the whole function of an animal. So here you can make out in this picture itself, it's a sponge which is having numerous cells, and those numerous cells have been arranged in a fashion that, and all those cells are performing their function. Of course, we'll come across the water current and all. And those kinds of functions will be done by that particular, by the group of cells. So here, the cellular level body organization shows the organism will be having numerous cells. Many cells are there, but all those cells perform individually, and we can see a division of labor because all the works will be divided to the separate organelles in the cells, and some of the cells are specifically for the formation of gonads and other stuff. So this is how we can see a division of labor in these animals that we do see in case of cellular level body organization, and the examples are sponges. Next, we'll move on to the tissue level body organization. We know that a group of cell which performs a particular function will form a tissue. So that is tissue level body organization. The animals which possess tissue level body organization, tissues as a functioning sources or the functioning structures, that comes under tissue level body organization. So the platyhelminthes, aschelminthes, actinopores, cnidarians, all this comes into tissue level body organization. There we can see a particular tissue, a group of cells which forms a tissue, which performs a similar functions, forms a tissue, and that cells, that tissue works as a part of their body. That is tissue level body organization. Next is organ level organization. In case of this organ level body organization, so we know we can come across different organs, and those organs which are performing a similar function can be grouped under an organ system. Take for example, in case of the humans, the digestive system. So the digestive system consists of various organs like starts with mouth, ends with anus. In between, we have numerous structures, numerous organs. Along with that, we have certain many glands and all. All those are working for a particular function, that is digestion. This is just a digestive system, but in turn, we have numerous systems like reproductive systems are there, excretory systems are there, circulatory system, so on and so forth. These kinds of systems which are having group of organs and performing the similar function, or the organ level body organization. And organs ultimately lead to the organ system. And organ system, the animals, the organisms which are having, the individuals which are having the organ system body organization, and that is what we call the organism. So here we can see from the atomic level in this picture, actually that explains how the atom level. We know that though we are a multicellular individual with all the structures, complex structures and all, ultimately, basically, we are from the atoms. Whatever the body we have, whatever the muscles, whatever the tissues we have, it's all because of the carbohydrate, proteins, and the lipids. Those are the chemical components. Before going to get into a molecular structure, those are the atoms first. So numerous atoms forms the molecules, and from the molecule we'll get a cellular level. From cellular level to the tissues, bundle of cells which performs the similar functions forms tissues, and tissues which are specific to perform a particular function will form an organ. Then the organs, various organs which are involving in doing a particular function or the organ system, and ultimately the individual which is carrying the organ system is the organism. So this is how the complexity of the individual or the animals goes on within the animal kingdom. So in this picture, we can actually justify everything. We can actually conclude everything like how from a single cell, it forms tissues, organs, organ system, and the organism. So this is how the body organization occur in case of the animal kingdom. And body organization plays a very important role because protozoan being the first animals, they are very simple and they got adopted to the simple environmental condition. But when we look into the hierarchy, higher hierarchies of the animal kingdom, they'll get complex, and those animals have to get adopt to the higher or a complex environmental condition. And in order to cope up with that particular environmental condition, they have to undergo changes within their body organization. So that is the reason from the cellular level to the tissue level, then to the organ and the organ system level, the evolution goes, and ultimately there will be the formation of the organism that will be helpful for the better survival of the individuals. So to conclude, in this session, we discussed the organ level organization, the body organization. In the body organization, we came across protoplasmic level body organization, cellular level body organization, tissue level body organization, organ level body organization, organ system level, and ultimately the organism. So the cellular level, including the protozoans, the unicellular animals, which perform all their body functions or the life activities by a single cell. That is the protoplasmic level body organization. Next comes the cellular level. In case of the cellular level, we can quote an example of body difference. There are numerous cells are there, but all those cells are performing their function individually. Later comes the tissues. The cnidarian ctenophores will be considered as a best example for the tissue level organization. Their tissues are performing the function of the organism. Later comes the organ. We know that a group of a bundle of tissue which is performing a similar function can be formed, or that will form an organ. The organs which are suited to do or which are assigned to do a particular function is an organ, and numerous organ which are assigned to do a particular function, that is the organ system. If an individual carries different organ systems, then that will become an organism. Thank you.